Call halalim la benawa Yahweh, Alahainawa Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, double honors to the apostles, bishops of Great Millstone, and shalom to the prophets of the same body, and to the affiliate camps. Shalom. There's a lot of people, because YouTube is the way nowadays where a lot of people can earn a living, and I mean it's a great way. You know, a lot of Jake are using it to. When I say Jake, a lot of Israelites are using it as an avenue to earn, you know, money to live off, take care of their families, etc., etc. But also you got a lot of Edomites as well, and you got a lot of these vloggers, okay, vloggers or vlog or video logging, right? Are people all across the earth. You got the likes in America, Ground Zero, that are making videos of certain areas around certain states in America showing the demise of the so-called white man's kingdom. Okay, because the Lord has a power to bring up and bring down. The Lord has a power to bring to kill and make alive. Okay, as paraphrasing some scriptures. Okay, and now what we're witnessing is the demise of Esau, the so-called white man's kingdom. Okay, obviously the year is 2024. All right, I'm in my late 40s, so I remember when growing up here in the UK, especially London, was a very lively, mirthy place, right? If mirthy is a term, you know, similar to the likes of New York in the 90s and Toronto, Canada. Okay, very lively place back then. Now, what you're witnessing is the complete demise of society. All right, boarded up shops, hell of a lot of crime, a lot of stabbings, a lot of people being deleted. All right. And this guy called Wendell, you want to check out his channel, is an Edomite. Going to different parts. When he says the roughest estate, we call it in the UK a state is similar to a project. Okay, what you call projects in America. All right. So you got a lot of these Edomites that are living in these estates right now. And a lot of Jake live there too. But you're going to see Jake, even though Jake is in hell, and Jake is, trying to make ends meet, and then through hard work and the blessings of the Lord, Jake sort of comes up and lives a little bit better. Even Jake is living in the so-called projects or the estates here in the UK. Jake is still looking royal to a certain degree. Jake's going to still be simple, but he's going to be royal. Where these Edomites look like cave people with clothes on, as you can see. A very ugly, unattractive people. Just look at them, scum of the earth. And you're going to see boarded up shops. They've got actually now another thing is this is an area called Walsall. You got people out there that are actually employed by the local council, right? Which is in a part of the underlings of a government body of different areas around the UK, right? Where they are actually paid to stop people shitting in the street, urinating in the street, because a lot of amenities have been removed, a lot of toilets and bathrooms and public bathrooms, right? And a lot of people abuse them. They go in there. You got a lot of, a lot of people abuse them by doing drugs in there. You got a lot of weirdos in there as well, you know. So sometimes you need to speak to somebody specific, like a security guard, to open the door for you. So, let's just say if you're disabled or you need to use a bathroom. And a lot of these people that go in there are not, they're basically undesirable. So they're kept out, especially drug addicts. And they're homeless and stuff. So they're shitting in the street, pissing in the street. Shops are boarded up. There's a lot of crime. It's not a very safe place to go. All right. A lot of these videos of vlogs that are made, especially in America and here in the UK and parts of Europe, they blame everything on the black and brown man. Oh yeah, it's because of this. It's because of immigration, blah blah blah. But I thought, what's the excuse now? Huh? Esau, the so-called white man. You're just, yeah. Number one, you don't have a work ethic. Number two, it's the curses coming upon you. Be soon to Deuteronomy 30 verse 7, where the curses are coming upon our enemies. They haven't been immersed in it completely, but they're getting there, right? They're getting there, all right. And I'm gonna just play the video. Obviously, I'm just gonna keep the subtitles on. I'm not gonna play the thing. Um, where is Walsall in England? All right. Walsall is a market town located in the West Midlands. All right. I'm in London, so the West Midlands is about 100, 150 miles from where I reside. So if London is turning into a ghost town as well, where you got a lot of boarded up shops and the only sort of stores you have are like your equivalent of your dollar stores and the odd sporting goods store and because a lot of commerce is done online, which you call e-commerce. So brick and mortar is being depleted. They're getting rid of brick and mortar, right? It's near Birmingham, the West Midlands, which is, like I said, about 150 to 200 miles from where I reside here in London. It's a town in the West Midlands, okay, the middle of the land, hence the term Midlands, right? Now, I was just through the spirit. I just checked out, and obviously the UK is, you know, had a heavy hand in the slave trade, all right. But I just got some historic news regarding that. An exhibition at Walsall Museum looked at Walsall's links with the slave trade, the background to the Abolition Act of 1807. There was no Abolition Act, okay? It's just passed. They just renamed it, and uh, you know, Jake was just doing slavery under the geese of other titles. All right, uh, and obviously, the slave trade is still here today. You know, you got your working employment, and you got Jake's Israelites that are in prison houses, as the scriptures say, in prison. Doing slavery there. You know, for probably like 10 cents an hour or some shit like that, or for nothing. Okay, an exhibition at Walsall's museum looked at Walsall's links with the slave trade, the background to the Abolition Act of 1807, and the legacies of slavery. Walsall's metal industry included chain making, all right, and that's for hanging you jakes and tying you jakes up, right? Chains by local women of Cradley Heath, all right, and the manufacture of guns used to trade for captive Africans, meaning, right, Israelites, all right, because Africa, there's no such thing as African. Africa is named after an Edomite, so-called white man called Leo Scipio Africanus, all right. Prior to Otherwise, the land of Africa known today is the land of Ham or Ham, one of the sons of Noah. And within the land of Ham, you got the Israelites that are brown nation, which you call the so-called Negroes today, right? Amongst the native Indians and Latinos and other Jakes that are scattered abroad. But let's just concentrate on the land of Ham, and then you got the other, then you got the real, actual, natural Africans, which you would call Hamites, such as the Somalians or the Cushites and the Pygmies and the Egyptians who are in Sudan today, and you got other heathens as well, such as the Ishmaelites, who are the Arabs, the natural Arabs that are in Egypt today, who you assume are the Egyptians. All right, I just want to keep this brief. I don't want to go into a tangent. Let's just go into the video right now. So this is basically the curses coming on Esau, even though England is involved as a whole in the slave trade, as well as other parts of Europe. All right. But this video came, I decided watching it through the spirit, and lo and behold, let me see how they're involved in the slave trade. And that came up. And this place is doing quite bad. And this is 2024, and it's only going to speed up. All right. Let's just go. I'll share the link in the vid if anybody wants to watch it. They were interviewing a couple of Edomites. All right. couple of Edomites, and the Edomites, they're a bunch of young Edomites. They're talking about people being stabbed all the time, people being deleted. It's not safe to have your camera out. People are SHITing in the street, you know? A lot of Edomites being interviewed, Edomite women being on drugs, you know? Edomite women going in and out of prison. There's a heavy, heavy knife crime activity there. Look at that. Edomite saying it's a fucking shithole, mate. And when he's saying chefed up, that's Jake slang, right? Which is basically used in the UK, right? 144. It's Jake slang here, used in the UK, especially like parts of Brixton, which is like little Jamaica, parts of West London. We got a lot of Israelite foreigners and Jamaicans and that, Nigerian Judites as well, where chefed up basically means being juked up or stabbed up. And you got a lot of these other nations using Jake slang as they do everything else. Okay. I don't know. This boy looks kind of ethnic to me. I don't know what he is. Maybe just a dark Edomite. I don't know. But anyway, mainly crackers there, as you can see. And he's saying that, hey, people get juked up every day, stabbed up every day. Just a fat Edomite, more than likely. Yeah, he talks about shops being boarded up. It's the same here where I live in West London. Shops are boarded up, banks are boarded up. What you're seeing is live and living color the demise of the so-called white man's kingdom in real time. In May approaching June 2024. And obviously this video is from when? February this year, so shit, it's probably even worse than now. Even the cameraman got worried because this guy said, when the cameraman, the Edomite with a beard, walked away, he said under his breath, oh, he's going to get chefed up and robbed. Basically, he's going to get stabbed up and robbed. And then the Edomite with a beard said to him in a jokey way, oh, you're going to phone all your contacts up to come and get me, aren't you? And the Edomite with a beard got scared, kind of got afraid. You know what I mean? All right. A lot of these banks, Barclays Bank around my area, is shut down. So you basically got like maybe one branch that's open very limited hours, and it could be one bank for about 2-3 towns. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of consolidation going on, a lot of boarded upness. It's like ghost towns everywhere now. You know? But it's funny, like you see these heathens looking all stressed and fucked up. Even Jake's going through it. Jake will still be shining like gold out there. You know what I mean? Even in this hell, you're gonna see Jake still looking sharp and everything because we're naturally kings and princes by nature. You understand? And even whatever we're going through, if we step outside, we're gonna have our shit ironed and crisp and smelling good, and But you got Esau, which is this is meant to be the roots. Look at the state of these motherfuckers, man. You know. Look at this. She's saying children and teenagers seem fearless, right? And why she said that was because she's saying that, these children are like gremlins because they're just juking each other and stabbing each other up, you know? Let me just rewind that bit. Let me get rid of the subtitles so you can see the key words that the guy already put. She's a dope fiend. Walsall is shit. She's originally from Leeds. Leeds is nearby, so it's in northern England. She's on drugs, shoplifting, crime, and all that. You know. She remember like the UK in the 80s and 90s, parts of Brixton, West London, where I grew up. It was a lot of weed. Then I remember the epidemic of heroin and crack started coming in. I was too young to remember the 80s. I was like maybe 8, 9 years old, like in the mid 80s. So I don't remember seeing it there. I remember a lot of people. It wasn't as heavy. People were just on weed or smoked hashish. And I remember the heroin and crack epidemic hit in the mid 90s here, from what I remember. And it's been bad up until now. And now uh, you see a lot of these so-called white people, Edomites. It's like them lining up 20, 30 on corners, waiting for the dealer to come because they've called him. And the dealer usually waits till like 20, 30 people so he can serve them up quickly, one by one, boom, make his money and move on. Until they're clucking again, clucking meaning they're sick again, and they're going to want their crack. They're going to want that high, and then they're going to want that low, that heroin, you know? And it's mainly so called white people. You got Jakes amongst them too and heathens, but it's a lot of homeless Edomites, man. A lot of these motherfuckers everywhere, you know? And she's just a perfect example. Look at that. You would never seen this 20, 30 years ago. These like peeled off paint and shit. And, it would have been a little bit better, than it is now. The Lord is bringing this place down quick, man. She said it's very dangerous. Let's go to the core parts. Look at that, boarded up stores, DVDs, phones, games. You know, you got people out there that still like games and DVDs. So you'll have like the odd store, in every every second or third town. Like if you like, old school shit. You know, most of the stuff's ordered online, but you got the odd sort of brick and mortar still open. Because Esau is not going to just do it blatantly. Let's like shut everything down. Until the next epidemic hits or something, or until the financial crash happens. But they're just doing it slowly. You know what I mean? It's like a bathtub. They opened up the plug hole, and the water's just seeping out slowly and slowly and slowly till it's going to be dry and everything's going to be boarded up. Edomites, all culture vultures, man. Look at that. He's wearing that stretch, that earlobe thing, which is wicked because earrings are okay, but the stretching of the lobe, that's heathenistic shit that you got from Jake, man, especially the Northern Kingdom. The Aztecas. Okay, we have subtitles on. So they're getting robbed. As people are getting robbed every 10 seconds, as they say. He was saying it's really bad. He's saying that no people. He's not getting much trade. Those Elamites or Arabs, they were saying that they don't get much trade. You can't urinate or defecate in the town center. You can't openly drink alcohol. So I enforce that order. Okay, so he's a guy who stops people pissing and shitting in the street and drinking alcohol. Banning of alcohol. You see, in the UK in the 90s, we used to, like, as young men, we'd gather up, buy a couple of bottles of vodka or whatever, buy a case of beer. We'd stand we'd sit in the park because back then, it was a little bit more so-called freer. I could walk down the road as a young man in my 20s in the late 90s with a bottle of Heineken. If I'm taking a walk to town, I could do that and then dispose of it because there'd be bins everywhere. Now they removed the bins as well. They removed phone boxes. All right. They've still got public bathrooms, but they're a little bit more harder to find. But you have these apps which you can find public bathrooms if you go into a certain area, or you got to ask security like this to open up the public bathroom. But they're only going to open it up to people they deem desirable to use it. Sort of like productive members of society. So if they think you're a dope fiend or a crackhead, they ain't going to help you, man. You know. I mean, because undesirables, they just basically mess up the system, don't they? They mess up the toilets and damage them and defecate everywhere, and that's why they don't want to open it up to everyone. You know, Nobody's got any money. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. He's just gonna show. Let me see if any other people dumping rubbish. Yeah, he just basically goes to different parts of England showing how crap it is. I'm just gonna go to some scriptures now. Okay. Ecclesiasticus 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the so called white man got everything that they have by deceit, stealing, setting up people, robbing, uh, enslaving, murdering the Israelites, as well as the heathen nations, right? And stealing our wealth from every part of the world where we used to reside, as well as going to the other brown nations and stealing their wealth also, which ultimately all belongs to us. But in this time, it belongs to them and stealing their wealth. For example, 200 years in India, India was a first world country. Esau got there because the Europe was a bottomless pit, as the scriptures say, right? Nothing grows here. They had no money. These Edomites started eating tropical fruit in the 60s and 70s. Prior to that, they didn't even have to eat a banana if you watch old videos, right? And this is third hole shithole. Edomites never even had indoor plumbing in their houses in the UK. All right, that's how behind these damn heathens were. They actually lived like cave people, but in houses, right? They went to India, 200 years there. They turned India from a first world country into a third world land. So if some of these Edomites live like heathens, it's because it's just years of destruction on them. There's Jakes amongst them too, right? And they live a little bit better because they're a little bit more cleaner because it's in their spirit, all right? But ultimately, that's what Esau did. And when they were told to leave, I think it was 1947, they caused communal violence amongst the different religions there. So then the country could be split and called Pakistan. Pakistan means pure land. Okay, India just means indigenous. Is really the land of Elam, along with Iran. Okay, and there's different Elamites amongst them, or a majority of them, and there's a heck of a lot of Israelites in India as well. Because remember, it's the east. Okay, and there's a lot of travel going through that land in the ancient world. So there's a lot of Israelites there. All right, and a lot of beautiful Elamite women. All right, some look like Northern Kingdom, and they're very beautiful women up there. All right, I know. Okay, because I've had a couple. Um, and yeah, very fine looking women, and hence the reason why our forefathers went there and planted their seed because those women are damn fine, you know. All right, I just give it give a little backstory there. All right, and in terms of the kingdom being translated from one people to another, you're seeing the demise of this society, man. All right, you're seeing um, you see Jake's, even though Jake is still living in these hellish conditions around these Edomites and heathens, Jake's, you might see a Jake household where their house will be like looking clean and tidy, even around shithole houses everywhere, right? Jake will be going to work. Jake may not be no CEO, but Jake will have a job or an even office job or a physical job. But Jake will be looking somewhat royal when he hits the street. You know what I mean? And you're going to see these heathens, these Edomites, the so-called white man, other nations, looking all bummy and shit. Because you know what it is? You're witnessing, spiritually seeing and physically seeing the demise and the one kingdom being translated to another. You're seeing Jake coming up. You know, you're seeing the underdog come up. You're seeing the underdog come up, man. As 50 Cent would say. You know. Ecclesiasticus 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Okay? As second Ezra, was it second Ezra's? Was it second Ezra's 6 and 9, right? Is it 6 and 9? Oh, yeah. Second Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau, that's the so-called white man, is the end of the world, and Jacob, okay, the Israelite, is the beginning of it that followeth. And that's what you're seeing in real time. All right? That's what you're seeing in real time. And we talked about Walsall, that place that's turned to shithole. They made chains to chain up Jake. They mentioned Africans, but those are actually Israelites that went into slavery. And they made the guns as well. The guns, muskets, and all that kind of stuff. And what did they use it for? to capture Israelites and to trade. All right, Joel 3:3, and they have cast lots for my people. Okay, like I'll have $2, $3, or $10, or $100 for that slave or that ninja woman. You know, or that or $100 for that native Indian man or Latino man, or at that time. All right, Joel 3:3, and they have cast lots for my people, and they have given a boy for an harlot. They basically made a little boy, pedophilia, use a little boy, because Edomite men, the so-called white man, is a natural faggot, and given a boy for a harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Okay, and this is an example. So they traded guns, muskets, wine for Israelites. All right. Galatians 6:7. Be not deceived, the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahshua is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. All right, and that goes for the Israelites. We sowed iniquity and we got punished for it, and rightfully so. Now the so-called white man, you know, has sown what he's sown and touched the apple of the Lord's eye. Now you're seeing the demise of the so-called white man. You're seeing it from the grassroots, and it'll eventually hit the top. These lower level crackers that don't mean shit. They're lazy. They're dumb, retarded, or whatever. you know, like these crackers, these Edomites that we saw. You're seeing them fall. Now you're gonna see their daddies fall as well. These so-called elites, these Rockefellers and Rothschilds and all the other so-called elite families, along with the fake ass so-called royal families across the four corners of the earth that are sitting in the thrones of the Israelites. Okay, be it the Spanish royal family, the Portuguese royal family, the British royal family. They're the fake royals, man. All right. Um, Sold a girl for wine that they might drink. See if there's anything else I can find. Joel 3:6. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem, that's southern and northern kingdom, have ye sold unto the Grecians, so-called white man, that ye might remove them far from their border. Okay, sold them so they might be removed far from their border, like meaning, far from their whole homeland as well as their spiritual ways. And because we did lose our ways once we came into slavery. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll share the link of this video. I thought I'll make a quick one. Yeah, man, you're seeing Esau's queendom fall in real time. All praise to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem Rakakodash. Shalom.